It is 9 o'clock, which actually means that I'm running a bit late today. I'm meant to be at the doctor's at 9 minutes past 9, which is a weird time, but that's what time they booked me an appointment. And I had a late night editing the mess which happened after having a couple of drawings to do in a day. Turns out I did 3 drawings yesterday, and I'm uploading 2 of those drawings today, and then actually no, I'm uploading 3 because 2 are going to be in one video, and this will be the 31st, so this will be the last Inktober installment. God, my head's completely blank. You can tell the difference between when I wake up, have time to have breakfast and, you know, get my thoughts together, as opposed to now where I'm a bit fuzzy. I do have plans for this evening. It's not for this evening, for this afternoon. I don't know if they're going to happen with the weather being a bit wet at the moment. It's raining right now. Maybe it won't make a difference, I'm not sure, but it's not something which I can film or photograph either. I've made a promise to a friend that there'll be no documentation of this event because it's a secret location. I know it sounds strange, but it's requires trespassing, and I've been there a few times. And it's a great visit because it's an interesting spot. What I will do is I'll try to draw what I see, because that's not something which I've been forbidden from doing. So maybe that's the compromise. Oh, turns out managed to make it here 9:05. My appointment's in 4 minutes. So yeah, so that's good. We're taking a mask just in case. It's the doctors, you know. If you're going to catch anything, it's probably at the hospital or a doctor's. Alright, let's go. Okay, that's it, I'm done. It was only a few minutes. Sat down for, God, it must have been 2 minutes at the most, and they called me in. So it was good. I think I'll be back again in a couple of weeks. Weird place. Okay, here it is, the last drawing, the last installment for Inktober 2023. It's been very challenging to have it horror based, and I wish I would have thought of this beforehand instead of just on a whim, but that's pretty much how I do most things. The film I ended up watching was called Dreamscape. It's a 1988 film. It's starring Randy Quaid, and it's sorry, not did I say 1988? It's 1984 sci-fi horror film. Starring not Randy Quaid, Dennis Quaid. I'm getting all the details wrong. Kate Capshaw and Christopher Plummer, and obviously lots of other people, but those are the biggest names: is Dennis Quaid, Kate Capshaw, and Christopher Plummer. And Dreamscape is an odd film. I think I heard a movie review channel mention it one time and downloaded it, and that's why I had it in a folder somewhere. And that's what I've been doing, is just picking films from folders, Googling them to see what the genre is, and then putting them in the list of the films that I can watch in order to fulfill the brief of having a horror-themed end of the Inktober challenge for this year. It's a weird film. It fell short in several areas for me. To be honest, I'm a bit mean when it comes to films. I mean, there were certain parts that I enjoyed about it. It was very nostalgic, and certain things were fun. There were things which I thought would happen that didn't. Let me just go to a problem that I thought happened in the film, because I mentioned that it wasn't good in parts, and it's usually logical inconsistencies, and it almost seems like this film was the precursor for Inception, which I'm not a big fan of either. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is that in this film, it states at a point about just after the midway point, I'd say, in the film, it states that if you die in a dream, you die in real life. And yet the first time you see Dennis Quaid go into the dream of someone else, he falls off a skyscraper and isn't caught by anything. Therefore, he would have died in the dream. So those type of things bug me a little bit. I don't find them incredibly, I don't know. It's just sort of, to me, it doesn't have the care and attention and forethought to follow through with an idea. It just tries to do things because they will be impactful on an audience. Now, it was 1984, so the audience would have been different to receive this film. It was tricky to find an image to draw. There was a moment when it almost looked like zombies, because the person who was playing the president in the film was having nightmares about nuclear holocaust, and basically that was, I think, something which he was haunting him in his dreams, is that he would be the cause of nuclear war and the fallout from that. So those that I paused and got a screenshot of that, and I didn't love it. And that happened a couple of times in the film. But then there was this Snake Man character which reoccurred in the film. So I've got a still shot of that, and that's what I'm drawing. The special effects weren't amazing. I mean, I don't want to sound like I've got loads of gripes about the film, but it was a little bit cheesy. It was very cheesy, and fell short a bit. But the drawing I quite enjoyed. I think it's because the design of the character has like a humanoid shape, and then an elongated neck to make it the snake shape. It's not something I've drawn before, and instead of using my 0.05 nib, which I usually have been using for the last few drawings, at least for about a week, I think, because I can get down really light wispy marks, and I'm doing kind of a chicken scratch mark where you kind of, go quick, 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 and you just kind of make like little marks all over just to try and find the line. Instead of that, I made the decision last minute to go with a 0.1, which is not much bigger, and instead of doing the chicken scratch, to just make a solid line. And I thought, if I make a mistake, I'll either cover it up with hatching or stick to the mistake. And I'm glad that's what I did.